कार्यों के द्वारा देश के युवाओं का भला कर
Right, Imran, I just have to interrupt you there. Of course, we'll continue our coverage of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's roadshow in Hubballi on the occasion of National Youth Day, but we'll come back after this very short break.
In association with Biotique, Biotique का cleansing, toning, moisturizing 3 days में बनाए skin को superstar.
When journalism is led by integrity and when experience meets passion, there is no scope for half-truths. When the noise drowns out the truth and many lose sight of what is the real issue.
I ask the legitimate question and uncover the whole truth.
Don't tax the poor people who are using petrol, diesel to go to work or to send their children to school.
I give you the complete picture in black and white, not a colored opinion, facts that help you form your opinion.
The News Hour at 9. Weeknights at 9. Only on Times Now.
Co-presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies.
Co-powered by Shriram Finance, India's #1 retail NBFC. Co-powered by Samsonite, tested like Samsonite.
Step into luxury, where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Cure European bath lounges. Let time wait.
India's future-ready state, Madhya Pradesh is gearing up once again for the Global Investors Summit on 11th and 12th of January 2023. Be it strategic location, vast industrial land bank, state-of-the-art infrastructure, surplus power supply, abundant water supply, skilled manpower, peaceful industrial environment, Madhya Pradesh has it all. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, being at the helm of affairs, is leaving no stone unturned to make Madhya Pradesh the preferred choice for investors. For the right environment to boost your business, look no further. Under the able leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan aims to make Madhya Pradesh the future-ready state. Come, be a part of the future. Invest Madhya Pradesh Global Investors Summit. For more information, visit investmp.in.
जिंदगी में कुछ बड़ा जीतने के लिए दर्द को हर दिन हराना पड़ता है। इसीलिए आयोडेक्स अल्ट्रा जेल, जिसका डाइक्लोफेनाक फॉर्मूला दर्द को जड़ से मिटाए। आयोडेक्स, हर दिन जीत मेरी।
नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश, एक्सप्रेस प्रदेश, उत्तर प्रदेश। देश में विशाल एक्सप्रेसवे नेटवर्क वाला राज्य, 5 अंतर्राष्ट्रीय एयरपोर्ट, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर और पर्यटन में असीम अवसरों वाले सबसे बड़े बाजार। उत्तर प्रदेश में 10 से 12 फरवरी को आयोजित ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 2023 में आपका स्वागत है। आइए TTT यानी ट्रेड, टेक्नोलॉजी और टूरिज्म में अपार संभावनाओं वाले नए भारत के ग्रोथ इंजन उत्तर प्रदेश में निवेश करें।
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Hubballi in Karnataka to inaugurate the 26th National Youth Festival. That inauguration will take place shortly, but he's holding a roadshow as of now. Let me in fact take this across to Mr. Ratan Sharda as well. Mr. Sharda, explain to us the inspiration that Swami Vivekananda has had on Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the kind of influence, because he constantly refers to that speech that Swami Vivekananda had delivered in 1893 at the World Parliament of Religions.
Well, if you ask any social worker, if any person in public life, he will generally tell you that he is inspired by Swami Vivekananda. He has read Swami Vivekananda. You ask anybody if when they feel disheartened, what do? They say we read Swami Vivekananda. And Narendra Modi ji being a yogi in every word of any sense of word and totally committed to the people's good, naturally would be inspired by Swami Vivekananda. He has said it many times, and he has used this particular day of Swami Vivekananda's birthday, which was called the Indian Youth Day. On that particular day, this conference for the youth of the country is a very important key, even because Swami Vivekananda is one of the rare leaders who has inspired generations of people. Imagine he was born 160 years back. What he said at that time sounds even contemporary today. Just preparing for a lecture since yesterday, and you keep on reading, you keep on finding that he is as contemporary today as he was at that time. He was a Bhavishya-veta. He had the good of the country in his heart. He was so committed to the nation, so committed to the progress of the nation, to remove the poverty of the nation. Naturally, he is an inspiration for every youth or every person who wants to work for the youth. Right. And the youth that has been inspired, we are supposed to be a country of the youth with the lowest average age in the world. And this youth, if used properly for the well-being of the nation, can create wonderful change in the country. And Modi ji is trying to create the positivity for the youth in the time when everybody keeps on talking about negative things, talking about how when even things are going well, saying how things are bad. At that time, to keep youth in a positive mood, so they contribute their well-being for the society, their whole energy for the society, is a welcome move, and who better than Mr. Modi?
Right. Let's take this across to my colleague Imran as well. He's been covering this roadshow on the ground in Hubballi in Karnataka. Imran, tell us about how this roadshow is being received by the people. There are people who've thronged there from different parts of the state. Take us through some of the reactions as well. Imran, if you can hear me.
अधिक लोकप्रियता है। हमने देखा इससे पहले भी कई जगह पर जब प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी देश में गए, किस तरह से सड़कों के किनारे लोग उनका अभिवादन स्वीकार करने के लिए घंटों इंतजार कर रहे थे, और आज हमने देखा कि जो पुष्प वर्षा हो रही थी।
Well, we'll get in touch with our colleague Imran shortly, but Mr. Ratan Sharda, coming back to you. In fact, so strong is the influence that Swami Vivekananda has had on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's also reflected in some of the policies that we've adopted. In fact, the launch of the national education policy, Prime Minister Modi, when he addressed the nation, he said that the policy is also following the footsteps of Swami Vivekananda. There's a large influence that he's had in the making of that policy as well, and his teachings too. So take us through that as well, sir.
Everything that is Western, we should take what is good in Western. There is a need to have a positive interaction between Indians and the Western world. At the same time, he said education is not no use if there is no self-knowledge. So education must begin with self-knowledge. Now we had a system, we still have a system where we are only creating people with rote knowledge, with only what has been taught by the Western world, with no knowledge of self, no knowledge of the self-country, the own nation. At that time, to bring in a national education policy naturally reflects Swami Vivekananda's urge to have a self-reliant, confident youth, virile youth, who will do something for the nation apart from doing some sort of self. Naturally, the Prime Minister Modi is using the same inspiration of Swami Vivekananda, who felt that education is the very basis of a successful nation.
Right. We'll of course continue our coverage, but there has been a reported security breach during the roadshow in Hubballi in Karnataka involving Prime Minister Narendra Modi. There you see it. A person rushes towards the car that Mr. Modi is in and tries to garland him. He's immediately whisked away, of course, by the local police, the traffic police, who've been deployed at the entire stretch of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's roadshow. So this was a security breach where one person managed to climb the barricades and approach the car that Mr. Modi's been travelling in and tried to garland him, but just in the nick of time, the security was able to step in and get him away from the spot. So we'll in fact revisit those visuals once again. This has been a security breach at the rally in Hubballi. let's in fact go across to Imran. So Imran, we did see the visuals of one individual stepping over the barricades and approaching the car that Prime Minister Modi was on and tried to garland him. Fortunately, in the nick of time, he was taken away by the security there.
Well, absolutely, Siddharth. There is outpouring of support and love for the Prime Minister, but this could have been also very dangerous if someone was had with evil intentions, and it's part of the security that, despite whatever it is, they have to ensure that nobody comes to the Queen's cavalcade, and this was a security breach. And probably the police will explain what happened and whether this person just wanted to garland the Prime Minister, or whether there was any other security breach. But as of right now, from the visuals, it's clear that he wanted to come near the Prime Minister, personally, give the garland to the Prime Minister, but he was immediately whisked away by the Hubballi police, and most probably they'll be questioning him, and probably will expect a statement later from the Hubballi police as to what happened. But you see the lot of support and enthusiasm among people there for the Prime Minister, and everybody wants to come closer to the Prime Minister. Personally, if they can manage to, even some consider even their fate if they're able to touch him, and personally wants to hug him and also give them their gifts, whatever, even to garland him personally. That could be looks like the motivation of the person there. But however, it's a breach of protocol, and we'll probably expect an answer from the Hubballi police about it. But however, in the nick of time, he was taken away by the traffic police there. And very shortly, Prime Minister will be at the stadium now, where the National Youth Festival is starting from today. He'll inaugurate the Youth Festival, and after that, he's likely to address the youth who have come up across the country. And this festival is for 5 days, from 12 to 16, and also remembers as of Swami Vivekananda Day, wherein iconic figure is for India, who took the his speech in Chicago, made him world famous as to what his address as brothers of one nation, despite having many states and people are coming from other countries. So Swami Vivekananda's stature, and today is also National Youth Sports Festival Day, and the Prime Minister is going to be inaugurated. So a lot of support outpouring, and we have been taking voices from across states who have gathered here, youths from across states who are gathered here, from Rajasthan, from Bihar, from Andhra Pradesh, from Telangana, and also from youths from Karnataka, who have different expectations from the Prime Minister, but all concerning towards youth, and all are even eager and happy to listen to the Prime Minister and to see him, and some seeing it for the first time. Some even said that they're bunking their classes, and some even have exams tomorrow, but they have come here out of their enthusiasm and to see the Prime Minister here today, despite having exams, despite having their other their busy schedules. They have come here midway to see the Prime Minister at this sports stadium in Hubballi. Short while from now, his cavalcade will come here to this thing. Union ministers are there, former chief ministers of Karnataka are there, and also many of the political leaders from this across constituencies on the Hubballi and Dhabad are here. Yes. And of course, lakhs of supporters and party workers are also here, galvanized by the Prime Minister's presence here, which they expect not only enthusiasts, the party workers, but also the voters of this constituency. Prime Minister, like Home Minister said, will be the face of the elections in Karnataka, and his popularity, especially in North Karnataka, which is considered the bastion of the BJP, will help the party in electorally, and both in terms of electorally, because the state is heading for elections.
Anticipation building up before the arrival of the Prime Minister at the venue for the launch of the National Youth Festival, but there was a security breach. Let's in fact take this across to the former DGP of the UP Police, Mr. Vikram Singh, who joins us as well. Mr. Singh, there was one spectator who tried to in fact cross the barricades. He managed to do so successfully, and he approached the car where the Prime Minister was travelling and tried to garland him. He was taken away right in the nick of time, but this is a security breach that one must in fact take remedial action against.
Absolutely, this is a security breach and should have been addressed then and there itself. There should have been a backup for a backup for a backup. This is just not acceptable. There are clear-cut instructions, SOPs, and a roadmap for PM security. There was a horrible breach when the PM last January was in Punjab. I do hope that action shall be taken on the negligent police officials there, but this is certainly not what one would have desired for the PM. A breach of this type can have disastrous consequences, and indeed, there should have been a better backup and a reinforcement where there was a person unknown, unsanitized, with a garland that is unsanitized, and he is able to reach the Prime Minister, is nothing short of an unmitigated disaster.
In fact, that was a fairly close shave. Of course, he might have had noble intentions in trying to garland the Prime Minister, but nevertheless, this is a security breach. Colonel Ratan Singh is also with us. Colonel Singh, we did see this happen in the state of Punjab at the start of last year, and the Prime Minister's office took strong exception to it, raised it at the highest level with the state government in the state of Punjab as well. Here as well, we did see a person trying to garland the Prime Minister. Fortunately, he was taken away right in the nick of time, but nevertheless, a serious security breach, sir.
No, give me 2 minutes.
Yes.
Firstly, there has been several attempts, or any number of attempts, on life of Mr. Modi ever since he became Chief Minister. Some of the, and later on as Prime Minister, some of the attempts were, had the sanction of the state. I dare say that. For example, Ishrat Jahan. I mean, you saw the behavior of the state. I mean, she was a known LAT operative, and then, of course, then there was this attempt in Patna where I was very much present. And then you have which you quoted, the incident that took place in Punjab. But sorry to say, I mean, all these, whether it is Prime Minister's security, your security. We all are dependent on the Home Ministry of the country for our collective security and as well as personal security. Therefore, I mean, in the Punjab case, I was shocked that an inquiry that should have been carried out by the Home Ministry, the courts did not allow the Home Ministry to proceed with that inquiry. They said, they said that no, we will supervise the inquiry, and then at the end they just named the superintendent of police. Is this the way a country functions? What happens? Who will decide when it comes to the security of the judges? Look, we are in a democracy. Today this government will go, that government will come. There will be a Home Minister. Is it the job of the judiciary to employ a commission, to constitute a commission to inquire into as to what are the threat perceptions of the Prime Minister? I mean, you mean to say that the rest of the country does not have brains? That is one. And second, this this garland of bullets has become very old. Ask the Congress walas. Does the garland of bullets remind them of something? Were there any inputs? A garland of bullets 8 months before Rajiv Gandhi was killed. Just ask them. Just ask them this. And also let me tell you, you may not like it and the country may not like it, but we are a land of continuous political assassinations. Right from the time we got independence, we lost one figure after another very mysteriously. The mysterious disappearance of Lal Bahadur Shastri, followed by the murder, I dare say again, murder of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Then assassination of Mrs. Gandhi. Then assassination of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. And then a string of mysterious deaths. Rajesh Pilot, Madhav Rao Sindhya, Jitendra Prasad. So we are a country of don't say ki, it is not in our culture. It is right since 1947, political assassinations have been very much part of your culture, whether you like it or not.
So what kind of a remedial action would you now prescribe, sir, given that this has been a serious security lapse?
My elder brother Bikram Singh has said, that this fellow should be immediately sacked. And whenever the chief minister, the prime minister, of course the protocols are there in the place. But there are areas, there are governments which are not. There are state governments which would like to see the last of the prime minister.
Please go ahead, sir. You were saying something.
No. What I was telling you, that I had gone to the venue where in Patna just one day before, where the Prime Minister was to address, he was Chief Minister of Gujarat then, and there was a lot of enthusiasm that he was coming. And I went up to the dais, right? There was nobody to stop me. And a few, as Bikram Singh Sahab said, that area should have been sanitized, cordoned off, sanitized. Totally. So let's not become a banana republic. There are forces here which are pulling you back to become a banana republic. And I'm sorry to say, the role of judiciary in this has not been very, not been very encouraging. You mean to say that whatever happened in Punjab, it was just a faux pas or a dereliction of duty by a superintendent of police. Anybody who has arrived at this conclusion has been living in a very safe environment, I would say, all his life, his or her life.
Colonel Ratan Singh, you're very right about the fact that unfortunately our history has had far too many examples of political assassinations. You took some instances where obviously it's not been conclusively proven, but there was also, of course, the assassination of the former army chief as well, Arun Kumar Vaidya, since he was the army chief during Operation Blue Star, and he was allegedly killed by Khalistanis. So one can't afford to take any chances. Hopefully lessons will be learned the next time the Prime Minister makes a public appearance.
Absolutely. You rightly pointed out. These are the people who laid down their lives. They were targeted because they wanted to maintain the territorial integrity of the country. And therefore, what needs to be done is that please, let's get away, from this culture of assassinations. Actually, the politics has become so inimical, so vicious. I mean, I would say they're worse than enemies. They may wish each other on, on their respective birthdays, but many of them would like to see the last of their opponents. So that is, we have to change the entire culture, let me tell you, you told me that, not have been proven conclusively, etc. Tell me which political assassination in the world has been so-called proven, proven decisively, including the assassination of John F. Kennedy. So many American presidents have been assassinated. Or elsewhere in the world, or elsewhere in the world, it was very normal for the CIA to opt for, or CIA and KGB to opt for this kind of a route, for their strategic benefits or strategic objectives. It will never be proven. In Pakistan, has anybody been punished? Look at your neighbor.
If I may just have your indulgence, Colonel Ratan Singh, if I could ask you a political question. Because when the security breach happened in the state of Punjab, we did have ministers from the BJP holding press conferences and calling for accountability on the part of the Punjab government. The Punjab government at that point in time was being led by the Congress party. Right now you have a situation in Karnataka where the ruling dispensation is the BJP. At the centre you have the BJP. Do you expect the centre to be taking the state government to task, if at all there's been a lapse, with the same kind of intensity that we witnessed in the state of Punjab? So it's a slightly political question, but I have to ask you that.
No. When it comes to the life of the Prime Minister, a state government does not matter.
Okay.
The life of a state, and you see the visuals. Kindly show it to your viewers, the visuals of the Prime Minister's visit to Punjab. And it was, had he crossed that bridge, and it is not that the Prime Minister did not know. It is, it is not that the Prime Minister was not being fed.
Yes.
With constant information, he has his own channels. But I was surprised that when the Ministry of Home, when it started to investigate it, there comes their lordships and say no, we will investigate. And then says, no, it was dereliction of duty by a superintendent of police. That was the end. That was the end. And then if something happens to the honorable judge, then what will happen? Then whom they will hold responsible? The Chief Justice of India. Then he will conduct some sort of inquiry. I mean, there is a government in the day, which is entrusted with the task of securing all of us. Why do you want to vitiate the machinery? Like it or not, we are in Delhi, and it is whatever government is there. Today it is Aam Aadmi Party government. Tomorrow, yesterday it was some other government. Tomorrow there will be other government.
Yes.
But the Delhi police as an institution will remain. Are we bigger than the institution? This is what is called a steel frame that protects you and me.
Right.